tweet it out?
Not yet. We tweet it out right when we go in.
Okay, because then I can tweet it on my end.
Plus, I'm on my big computer now. I figured out how to do it on my big computer. Oops, went into the wrong thing. It'd be nice if I could go into the right thing sometimes.
Okay, I got the screenshots. The ones I sent you earlier. Oh, you know the ones I'm talking about.
Yep, I know what ones you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong thing. Go to my channel. All right. And I'm going to tweet it out.
Just so you know, I'm eating sushi.
Ooh.
It is delicious.
I'm eating popcorn.
I'm eating nothing. I am drinking a hot apple cider, though.
Ooh, adventurous.
With caramel.
Normally, I don't eat anything, but Shweta knows why I'm eating right now, so...
Yep.
It's fine. It's all fine.
Well,
Aaron,
I'm happy that one of my anticipated movies is going to be out this Friday, and then I got to wait a couple weeks.
Zod, did Minamata ever come out in the theater near you?
Nope.
Not here either.
But it came out earlier. It was in select theaters in my area.
Yeah, it never came out over here. Scooter, Billy.
Yeah, it seriously depends on a lot of things, like what's out at the time. I wouldn't expect it to, because the biggest movie of all time is still playing.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't want it to release around that.
That's true.
Hey, Carmen.
Carmen, I'm still tweeting it to you.
Oh, wait, are we live?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Way to bury the lead on that one. I'm just sitting here talking like we're having a normal conversation. I was about to be like, yeah, I'm just sitting here butt-ass naked, like my boy Nic Cage.
Okay, John, I tweeted it out.
Okay, I will retweet it, as the kids do. And just so you guys know, I might talk like this. So you guys feel like Nic Cage is really here. Or myself, as I like to put it.
Hey, Hola, Miss Carmen. I'm getting better. You win.
Retweet. Yep.
Yeah, it's still not on my notifications yet. Just that awesome live stream that some villain had about Dexter.
No, I want him to see this. That's why I did it. Your bean said hi too. Oh, she wants to see your sexy eyes.
I'm eating, so it would look the opposite of that, but yes, really quick. There you go, just for Carmen.
All right, Jen, Shark Dicks.
Shark Dicks.
Oh, we've got a husky dog.
Hi, pup. Zod, have you figured out who the duck is yet out of your trio?
Bob?
You have not figured out who the duck is, have you? You have a squirrel, a bear, a husky, and there is a duck.
Who's the duck?
Jean?
Maybe the duck would be Justin.
Nope.
No.
It's definitely not me. I'm a villain.
Yep. You're a villainous duck.
No, I'm a villainous fuck. There is a huge world of difference.
No, we play Zod hunting in your stream sometimes. In the comments.
Oh yeah, I just thought that was you guys trolling me as
Oh,
you.
we are trolling you, yes.
Yeah.
But we've made you a duck. It makes it easier. Trust me, it
I
makes
still
it
prefer
easier.
fuck, but you know, whatever. Fine, cool.
I mean, today I'm Shark Dick. How much more can I troll you, Zod?
Oh no!
I mean, I will take Bunny villain because I have a rabbit. If you guys don't know, he is
Oh, really?
Yes, he is my evil rabbit. His name is Boo or Booster or the Boo Meister.
After
And
the stream, I want to see the rabbit.
right now he is currently with Mama Zod because I can't have him
Pets.
here. So
Never mind then.
Well, unless you have a doctor's note and they're a support animal.
sorry, I was eating sushi. Yes.
Unless you have a doctor's note and they're a support an emotional support animal, then you can legally.
I mean, yeah, but that's work and I'm a villain. I have henchmen for that kind of thing.
You have raccoons that commit suicide.
Hey, it's
Why
a
did
lot of
that
pressure
raccoon
to
have
get
a-
gathering sources for me.
And Zod, serious question: why did the raccoon have a gun? Who was he trying to shoot?
Yeah, we don't talk about Bell. He kind of lost it, went a little crazy.
Okay.
If you see a raccoon with a gun, I would not suggest approaching him.
I wouldn't approach him anyway, but okay. Anyway, Jenny, take Shark Dick, take it away.
Okay, so this is a deposition from Johnny about Disney. So this is A for answer. I can tell you that God's honest truth. Right now, based on everything, if they came to me with $300 million or 1,000,000 palaces, nothing under this earth, on this earth, would get me to go back to work with Disney on the Pirates of the Caribbean films.
So this was from Depp?
Yep.
Yeah.
In his own words?
Yep.
Yes.
He said.
Okay, so can I just say something real quick before you elaborate into that?
Oh, there's more.
I mean, but I do have something for that first part. Good for him. More actors and actresses need to tell Disney to go fuck themselves, and it is exclusively. Oh, excuse me, sushi. It was exclusively the reason why I was behind Scarlett Johansson, because everybody said, "Oh, just an actress suing a company, third world problems." But look, this isn't just about people getting more money. Look, do you think fucking Scarlett Johansson needs a bunch of money? No, she does not.
No.
She was in one of the biggest films of all time, Endgame.
Mhm.
It's legitimately in the history books as one of the biggest films of all time. So it's
It
not
beat
about
out Titanic.
And this swings us back around to Johnny Depp, as we have seen with everything going on with Amber Heard. This is not about the money; it's the principle. You know, I don't blame him. So you get rid of me, and we've seen Disney do this too to Gina Carano. Okay, you get rid of
I can name more people that they've done it to. I
Oh,
can name a laundry list of people. And okay,
Bill
you might
Nye.
Here, I'm going to tell you something here, Todd. Disney has a history of killing people that work for them. At their theme parks,
not literally people.
No. At their theme parks, people that work at Disney World or Disneyland, their cast members get killed by the rides on purpose.
Well, we can't blame that on Disney. I mean, that's more of like shit like that happens. To be fair, I know people who are in the Disneyland and things like that. I mean, shit happens, but I get what you're saying.
And here's another thing. The Disney Cruise Line, someone was working on there and died on there. And the cruise line hit it. And it was the cruise line, Disney Cruise Line, that killed this motherfucker.
Well, I'm of two minds. So, being a sailor, I actually know what incident you're talking about, and whether we like to admit it or not, I do understand them not saying anything. And
there was a camera right there.
I can't say that it's not something that other cruise lines haven't done, because there's a slew of cruise lines who have had accidents, injuries, and shit, and never reported them.
But murder.
With, the Caravan cruise line a couple of years ago. There was a lot of things, but here's the difference. And I'm just playing devil's advocate, Jenny. You got excellent points, but here's the difference, though, that I think you're hammering home. The difference between the other cruise lines and Disney is that Disney portrays itself as a family company. And that's really the difference. Like most cruise lines, most other studios, they don't hide the pieces of shit they are. We know what they are. Disney constantly puts up an image where they go, we're family. We're about family. We're about diversity. We're about progression, right? How many fucking times do we hear it, right? Disney's the pioneer of this.
All the fucking time.
Yeah.
And it's getting lame.
So when you hear Disney has a accident on a cruise and covers it up, or Disney fires someone without no fucking reason and or proof to do so, it's a bit different, right? Because you can't peddle yourself as a family company, but do shady shit. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You need to be on one side or the other, or at least hide your shit better.
Yeah, and here's another thing, Zod, that you probably don't know, and I do, because I look into this shit. Another thing that Disney did, so a family with this autistic kid wanted to go in there during COVID, whatever. The autistic kid couldn't wear a mask because of sensory issues. And it had to, and the kid had a lanyard, like the lanyard that explains that they are autistic and these are the exceptions they get because of this reason by law.
Oh,
right?
Yes. Jetty, I heard this one, but continue. I'll let you explain it to folks. But I know I heard of this. I heard this one actually. You know how much I dig up shit on Disney. Go ahead. I think this will be interesting for the folks to hear. And you know what? Stop stealing my ideas, because I was going to use this on my late night talks. Now that's done. Damn it.
You can still talk
about
it.
Fuck up Baldwin.
You and PB would be great for, or you and Squirrel. You guys both find this stuff. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Tell the fine folks. But yeah, this was grade A shitty.
It was fucked.
So he had the lanyard, and what did they do?
They said no, he's not allowed in there.
I have a question. Was this Disneyland here in California, or was it Disneyland in Orlando?
I believe it was California.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Disney California sucks anyway. Nobody can afford to go there.
Yeah, I think it was California, because now that you bring up the price, because there were two issues. There was this, and they had simultaneous bad press, because there was this, and also they simultaneously hiked up their prices for food.
Yeah, it's like
I'll talk about that.
$400 for a day now.
Yeah,
for one person.
let's let the beautiful Jenny finish. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for calling me beautiful.
Well, that's what Cage does.
Gives Oz a hug. Anyway, so then this guy was recording them, turning them away, saying, "Oh, he's not allowed in here if he doesn't wear a mask," even though he was wearing a lanyard with the laws saying that he's allowed to be exempt because of the autistic sensory issues.
Yeah, that is
The summary of it.
that is the summary, and there's a lot more to that because
You can say more on it because that's what I remember. You can say more on it.
I mean, there's a lot more to it. I can't remember all the other factors as well because I actually had the article ready to go for this Friday, and now I'm gonna scrap that. But anyway, because
no, if you have the article, read it because we're just going into the gist of it. You can go into full detail of it if you want.
Oh no, I've been drinking, so I'm gonna
not tonight. On Friday.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I might. But no, that brings up a good point. And the other part of this issue was that to be fair to Disney, this is not specifically on the company. It's on a worker who made a bad call. He was reprimanded and let go because of this. Just so everyone's clear. Once again, just playing devil's advocate. But the fact that this was allowed to happen and the kid got it was a big thing. Like he started having a breakdown there because he's autistic and didn't understand what the hell was going on. I want to go inside. I think that it is a very telling sign of the mismanagement going on and the lack of accountability. And we talk about that a lot, right? Accountability. Right. The accountability.
And the lack of understanding of these issues.
100%. 100%. The lack of understanding. Look, what was the big deal with sitting down with your staff, right? Like, I know they're just opening up. They're just getting back into the swing of having customers. The customer count is cut down due to COVID regulations and all of that. So I understand that. But I believe, and we had this breakdown in my own job. If you guys don't know, I work security. Everyone who isn't new here probably knows. But the first thing we did was we had a talk with the people in the security team to be on the same page. And I think this is where you're getting a breakdown. Like the company knows the rules and the guidelines. And to be fair, they did apologize to the family. They offered them free passes. I thought that was cool. I can't completely shit on them. I do believe in being fair. They did the right thing and they comped the family. They wind up comping their stay at the hotels and everything because they probably didn't want to get sued. But
I mean, they could have been sued right away because holy crap.
Yeah, that's why you didn't hear about a lawsuit. They did comp the family. They apologized. Yeah. I think the big wig called and said that their hotel stay, they would comp them for a hotel in the park, and they were giving them free passes and all that. Which,
I heard about that.
That's like all that's fine. But like you said, and I would have brought this up too, the point that you didn't train your staff and you didn't communicate with them. That should have never happened. I think, we could all say that, right? That should have never been an issue to begin with. And the lack of communication is what caused the whole incident.
Because at my arena, we have a sensory room. We're the first one in the NBA to have a sensory room.
Well, yeah, you guys are on it.
And we're trained.
Oh,
So
that's
we
really good.
know the whole staff is trained. There's over 500 employees. We're all trained.
Oh wow, and they trained all you guys in
Yes.
how to deal with.
We did an online class and everything. If you wanted to participate, you could, but all of us ushers trained. All of our ambassadors trained. All of our ticket takers trained. All of our security trained. We all did it because we all wanted to know what to do.
Yeah, that is an excellent point, Shalana. Like, at the end of the day, and you guys know if you come on my channel, I'm talking about Alec Baldwin, and
Sorry,
that's been
Baldwin.
my yeah, that's been my big thing, right? Nobody was fucking trained in firearm management. I've got some more interesting stuff which I'll be covering on Friday with that. But the bottom line is, right, what does this all come down to? These companies have gotten to a point where they just think they don't need to fucking train people, and I can't for the life of me understand why. Especially if you're a multi-billion-dollar company and your location, that's a multi-billion-dollar location, should be fucking training people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no excuse, and I see why you brought it up, Jenny, because that does play into there. There is not an excuse for you not to train your people in the proper procedures. If you run into something like that, you should be expecting any outcome, especially with the the is it okay to say disabled community now? I don't even know the fucking terms, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah, it's disabled community. We don't like using the term differently abled. That's the one that's no. It's disabled community.
Thank God I'm not behind the times. Yeah, so the disabled community, right?
Right.
Everybody should have training, especially when you have like they like to throw out there, right? A diverse group of people, right? So then you should have diverse fucking training.
Mm-hmm.
You should be prepared for every possible scenario. There is no excuse for your workers to be unprepared for these situations. And if they are, then that is a direct reflection on your training.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, and I 100% agree. Like, there is no excuse, even me playing devil's advocate, just because I love to go against the grain a little bit there. But on a serious note, there's no excuse. There is no excuse that this poor kid should have been treated in that fashion.
No. Hi,
No.
Karen. My
Hey,
favorite Karen.
Oh, hey, Karen. How are you? I always get thrown off because she has scent of weed and not me. So, like, I know it's her, but I don't instinctively say anything because I have to think about it. I'm like, wait, so no. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you do understand what I was saying about the cruise line too, right? What happened to her?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, that shouldn't have happened, but cruise lines are a little bit different. And I say this
Oh,
from
trust
a
me, I
Navy
know.
perspective. When I was in the Navy, do you know what our policy was if someone fell overboard?
Leave them.
We were fucked. There was
Yeah.
you better know how to swim, basically, because there would be no way in hell they would be able to find you in pitch black in the middle of the night. So basically, it was like, okay, you're fucked if you can't swim. So, I mean, I can understand cruise lines more because when you go out in the ocean, you're kind of taking a risk.
Yeah, but like here's the thing though, Zod. It wasn't like she fell. She was pushed off. There was they admitted that there was camera footage of someone doing it, but
Yeah,
they
but that's
deleted
still
it to
not on
hide it
them.
from
That's on the
her
jackass who
parents.
pushed her.
But it was the cruise line member that did it.
I mean, that I'd have to look more into because I don't know the specifics on that. Like he could have had a grudge or something, but I still
I
say
heard.
like you could hold the company accountable because that was an employee of theirs,
Mhm.
and there should have been a thorough investigation. Which what they probably wanted to do was investigate without, on their own before they brought it to. Which I'm not saying is right. It's not right. Those
Duh.
things, huh?
They didn't have to do much of an investigation with 3 cameras in the same corner.
Like what I mean
Witnessing
is
it.
they wanted to kind of close ends and get their story straight, basically, before they brought it forward. Which I'm not saying that that's right, but I kind of get what
I
the
mean, if they
idea
did that, that's
was.
if they were to do that, that would have been fine. But what they actually did was they deleted the camera footage and said to the parents that, oh, we don't know what happened.
Oh well, in that case, they were just trying to cover their own ass. I don't really got one
There
for that.
you go. That's what I'm saying.
Husky, I have a question. If I stay off a cruise and I stay off a plane, how the hell am I going to see the world?
I've been on cruises and they're fine, but I won't go on a Disney cruise because of what I just explained.
But you see what I'm saying? He tells me to stay off a cruise. Well, if I can't go on a plane. I'm scared of heights.
Close the dang window.
I mean, planes are fine. I jumped out of a plane.
I love
I'm
planes.
still here.
I also have panic attacks if I get too high off the ground.
Oh yeah, that's no good.
But yeah, no, like what I was saying though is like the fucking Disney Cruise Line knew exactly what happened, and they deleted the camera footage and said, and then they edited the crap out of it too. And for her flip flop to be the only thing that's left of hers, none of her clothes are in her room or nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah.
That was
I
a
don't
plot
got
for
nothing for
murder.
that.
That was a plot for murder. That's why I'm saying that from the get go.
I mean, there's not really much you could defend for for that one.
No, like to have all of her clothes gone, only to be a shoe left, and to have the camera footage deleted. Okay, what the hell are you hiding, Missy? Thing, you know?
Well, I think a lot of it too is that Disney has become arrogant. Which, speaking of which, what was the rest of this you were getting to with Mr. Johnny Depp?
Right,
Because we did kind of go a little bit off course.
as we do.
Yeah, that was me. I
No, it's
apologize.
totally fine.
Anyway, back to the topic.
Hang on, I'm having a hard time with this thing. There we go, got it. Listen, I was involved in 5 films in that series of Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was very lucky to be a part of that. And I was very, very happy. I am happy still that I was part of that because I have a character that was made that has made a lot of people smile and happy, and that gives me great pleasure. But when these people who have made upwards to 4, 5, 6, 7 billion, $8 billion on ration of films that you've done for them, and your character is on the ride in Disneyland in 3 different spots in Shanghai and in Orlando and all over the place. I've found it fascinating that no one called. No one was man enough to give me the boot. And there's more.
Oh boy.
based on allegations, but it was still okay to leave the supposed wife beater on the rides, and it's still okay for them to sell merchandise of supposed wife beater, and they still sell action figures of the supposed wife beater. They haven't taken me off their rides, so I would say that's something rotten to the state of Denmark.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And
No,
then
he's not.
this
And
question is, and then okay, so you see this question, and then there's the answer that I showed you before. There you go.
it's like everybody wants to delete him from history, but it's going to be impossible because he has so many fans, and we all know what's going on.
Well, what it is now they want to make money off of the IP, but they don't want to be associated with the person who made the IP famous because that's bad press. But here's the thing. They have proven time and time again, nobody wants to see these new shitty characters that they come up with. They're not making any money on them. And so they've got to go back to what sells. I think the people who will gain from Depp being proved innocent is all of the people who turn their back on him. And it's going to be really funny when the day comes, and mark my words, I will say it here, there will be the day when these companies are going to want him back to make that money. And if I was him, I would tell each and every one of them to go fuck themselves.
I'm putting my hand up for a second because I need to say something.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So, Zod, I just want to get your opinion on something, okay? Now that you said that.
A side opinion.
Ooh.
Shweta, I think you know where I'm going with this one.
I do.
I'm
going to mute because I want to hear Zod's opinion, honest and frank.
Oh.
So, AH and Dan Wooten both asked J.K. Rowling for a meeting to get Johnny fired from Fantastic Beasts.
No, J.K. did not. That I know for a fact. J.K.
No, she didn't do it, but they asked.
Oh yeah, they asked her, but I know that she very adamantly fought for to keep Johnny on there, and I would even say that probably contribute to her later problems.
But hang on. Then they went to WB and got him fired anyways.
Okay.
Based off of the Sun trial.
All right.
WB sided with the devil. Off of lies. Let's hear your opinion.
Well, WB sided, I wouldn't say specifically with how do I put it? I wouldn't say that WB sided necessarily with Amber Heard. I would say they sided with what they thought the popular majority is. And what I mean by that is what the trend was. And what was the trend? I don't specifically blame this on WB. I blame them for choosing one actor over the other. That's very clear. That's what they did.
Yeah, but here's the other thing, though.
They sided with the narrative. That's what it comes down to. And people who still think there isn't a narrative in Hollywood, there is, and that is believe all women. And they didn't want to be on the side, not knowing everything that was going on, or not wanting to believe everything that was going on. They didn't want to be on the side of history where they were siding with an innocent woman being abused by this vicious man, because then they were afraid all the fucking weirdos who don't buy fuck you, Husky. All these weirdos who don't buy their tickets to their movies, they didn't want to lose that business. But here's the thing. They are losing business from people like us who would have brought tickets had they have done the right thing.
But here's the thing, though, Zod. AH went to them saying, I will not work for a company that continues to work with a wife beater.
Yeah, but the
she
thing
blackmailed them.
The thing with that is that at the time they still are under the assumption as if they need Amber Heard to make Aquaman a success, because I will give them one thing. It is not smart business to get rid of your two leads, and whether people want to admit it or not, the two people who are the leads of that film is Jason Momoa and Amber Heard. But here's the thing that they don't realize, because they don't come out of their no, not yet. They don't come out of their fucking ivory tower, is that people don't give a shit about Amber Heard's character. They are strictly there for Jason Momoa.
They're strictly there to see Jason Momoa's fucking hot ass.
Like, I have not talked to one person who said, "Oh yeah, I have watched Aquaman for that Amber Heard chick." Most people didn't know who the fuck Amber Heard was, unless you're a fan of movies like me. Had no fucking clue who Amber Heard was before Aquaman. No idea.
I didn't even know who she was.
She's been in so many movies before that.
Zod, can I be honest with you? I didn't even know who she was in Aquaman.
I mean, yeah, she's
wearing. I'm serious. I literally didn't until last year, when the Johnny Depp community started really revving up and stuff like that. That's when I found out who she was.
I found out who she was, and I only knew the one movie, Zombieland, because I was the only one I watched her in. And the other movies,
and to be fair, I can still watch Zombieland because she gets killed in it in the beginning. So.
You know, right? It's the only excuse to watch it, because she dies.
But yeah, so did I. I knew who Willem Dafoe is. See, that's the thing. If you look at Amber Heard's career, really, everybody take a look at it. Look at all the movies she's in. She's never the main draw. In the one fucking movie, and I was stupid enough to watch it just because I wanted to see how much of a colossal disaster it was going to be. But the one movie where she was the lead, nobody fucking watched it. And the people who watched it regretted it. Trust me. I know.
Really?
Oh, that movie was so fucking terrible.
I won't watch it.
Besides it being a terrible movie, I found it grossly offensive. Yeah, Carmen, I agree. She literally, nobody knows what this bitch is in. And the fact of the matter that WB has this fatal flaw, and I'll explain to you guys what the flaw is. This has nothing to do with them necessarily just picking Amber Heard over Johnny Depp. There's a deeper problem. WB makes stupid fucking decisions constantly. They're doing it right now with DC. Okay, they're using the Flash movie to erase the Snyderverse. Which, look, I'm not a big like Zack Snyder train fan like some of these fucking weirdos, but I do understand like they are erasing that so they can put Bat Girl and Supergirl into the DC universe and replace Superman and Batman. You want to know how many fucking people are going to see those movies? No one, because no one gives a flying fuck.
But in the Batgirl movie, Todd, Michael Keaton's going to be in it.
I don't give a fuck if Michael Keaton's going to be in it, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to downplay Michael Keaton so they can prop up Batgirl. Yep. Because they know that they can't fucking sell tickets, or they think they can't fucking sell tickets unless they degrade the original to make the new one seem great. And guess what? No one's gonna fucking care. It's gonna do what all of these other fucking movies do, like the 355 and all this other bullshit that we've seen since last year. It's gonna fucking spectacularly flop. That's what's going to, and I'm willing to bet money that the Matt Reeves OG Batman, Sparkle Batman. Okay, I'm not too proud to say that. Anyways, I can guarantee you that fucking movie is going to kill it. And then they'll release Batgirl and it'll fucking kill any goodwill that we have towards them.
Yep. So are we
Because
ready
that's
to...
what WB does. They make good products and then they immediately follow it up with shit. That's why they will never be consistently good. And look, I don't like
They
Marvel.
are shit.
I don't like Marvel either, but I will give them credit for one thing. They don't mass produce shit after shit. They actually they have more wins than they have losses. DC is so fucking weird, and so is Warner Bros. Because they'll have a good movie, they'll have a good idea, and then they'll immediately fuck it up with a bad one. Like we saw that with what they did Joker, right? Fucking won an Oscar.
Oh yeah, that
movie.
was horrible.
I love Joker, but they won an Oscar, great movie, fucking Joaquin Phoenix for life, and then what do they follow that up with? Fucking Birds of Prey. Like, why? They should have just fucking scrapped Birds of Prey. Nobody fucking gave a shit. Nobody fucking cared. I only went in because, DC fan for life. I am chained to the brand in hopes that it does good, but no, it was a terrible movie.
I watched both movies and I prefer that one over the Joker movie. I fell asleep during that movie. It was so dry and stupid.
I mean, we'll agree to disagree. But my point is that they have a trend of following terrible movies with good ones, or movies majority of people like, with movies majority of people hate. Look at the new Suicide Squad. So they're going to stop making that because they decided to release it day and time, and the numbers suffered because they released it on both fucking HBO Max and in theaters, and people very much enjoyed it, but it didn't get as much money as it could have if they would have just put faith in putting it in the fucking theaters, and they didn't. So
it wouldn't have lasted very long in theaters because in Canada we are not doing theaters right now. We haven't been for the last 3 years.
But see, most of a film's budget doesn't come from streaming at home. 90% of the budget is from theaters. And not only
I know.
that,
What I'm saying is, though, because Canada is completely closed down from theaters pretty much, how is that going to translate to theater money?
The domestic sales. We've already proved we don't need other places. A movie can do fine on its own in the U.S. without... because you guys are still considered a foreign market. So they could still do fine without foreign market. Look at Spider-Man. It did 628 million opening week without the foreign market. With the foreign market, it did $1 billion. So we don't need foreign markets to boost movies. We need movies people give a shit about to watch to boost the market. People will go and see a movie, even in these troubling times, if it's worth their time and effort to go and see it. If it's not, they won't. And there's this like myth that people are too terrified, and it's not true. People are scared, yes, but they will go out for something they're genuinely interested despite the risk, because we're human. Yep. Japan proved that the American market is reliable back in the 80s. Exactly. Yep. The market will always...
I think they did that. Didn't they do that in the 60s when they brought out Godzilla? Because that's when they brought out the King of Monsters and stuff like that. They started that in 1956 was King of Monsters. And then they brought it over here and it boom. So Japan proved that back in the late 50s, early 60s too.
Yeah, there's been some foreign films that have actually become bigger than even in their own country. Look at the movie The Raid. The Raid caught on so fucking much here in the U.S. that we're going to fucking butcher it now and do an American remake. Good God. But that movie caught on like wildfire here in the U.S. because we hadn't seen anything like it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the market has to be impressed with what we put out, but we don't. We're very easy to impress over here because we put out so much shit that getting something new and exciting, it blows up right away. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need the fucking foreign market to make a film good. You just need to make good shit that people want to see. And Spider-Man proved that. And so did even Shang-Chi. The only exception to the rule, and the really weird one, was James Bond, because James Bond actually made its money back overseas. It didn't make its money back here. So that's one of the weird exceptions, where in the British market is where they made most of their money back. But to be fair, it's a British made film. So
Right. And that's the funny part, is when Depp comes out of this smelling like roses in a couple months, he's got a couple movie studios down in Hollywood that will pick him up right away. And they're
He has
big
his own
studios.
movie studio now.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is these other two movie studios are big enough that they would offer him a part right away when he comes out smelling like a rose. You got Sony down there, and you got Universal. He's never worked with either of them.
And I think he should.
He needs to. Because there's your comeback.
I would love to see Sony or Universal continue to get bigger, because honestly, Disney and fucking WB needs competition, because right now Disney and WB are going head to head, and it's like me choosing the worst of the two. See, to be realistic, and this is just realistic, true numbers, Sony and Universal aren't actually doing all that well numbers wise. They are being hammered by Disney and WB. They're the two biggest games in town. But Sony, I think, has the best chance of kind of putting a fight up against these two. See, but WB still has, like you pointed out, John Wick is my favorite series. I don't give a fuck. And Keanu is a fucking national treasure.
We all do, Husky. We all do. But we also want to see Robert, Keanu, and Johnny all on the screen at the same time.
Zod, can I explain another story that Disney did when Johnny was working for them?
Oh yeah. Well, I like hearing about dismal Disney.
So apparently there was a hole in the ground, and this is according to one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I can't remember which one, right? Johnny fell in unexpectedly. Did anyone in the Disney crew help him? No. Did the cast members want to help him? Yes. But what did Disney do? Tell them not to help him out of that hole.
Then, I mean, how big was the hole?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Damn it. Jenny, you walked right into that one.
I'm here. Yeah. I'm playing devil's advocate.
But anyways, let me finish what I was saying. Then he gets out of that hole by himself. And he goes, there's a hole there, by the way. Like, trying to make light of the situation. But I'm hell-bent on the idea that he's like, what the fuck is wrong with them? I'm hell-bent on that idea.
Was that during the first Pirates of the Caribbean?
I think it was like the second or third.
Okay, because I know during the first they put Kira in that fucking corset, and she wasn't supposed to drop. She wasn't supposed to drop, and she did, and she couldn't get back up because of the clothes that she was wearing, and they almost killed her.
Yep.
Until Johnny actually jumped in.
Yeah, he did CPR, and he cut that thing off and did CPR. He legit saved her life.
Yeah.
Because Disney wasn't going to do anything but kill her.
Nope.
Well, I wouldn't say Disney. I'd more say the people on set like, to be fair to Disney, they're not behind every nefarious thing. There is a difference between the films versus the company itself. Um, and
Disney
unfortunately,
hired these clowns.
that translated over into Star Wars. Like, Kathleen Kennedy was solely responsible and is the fucking devil. And if she died tomorrow, I'd throw a big fucking party. I don't care how cruel people think that is. Fuck that cunt. But anyways, it's not to say that, just because she does something, that's not necessarily on the company. Now, it is for not firing her, but she has control for that. So you really got to, who's really responsible for that is, like, once again, the people in charge of safety and things like that. I mean, there is some responsibility you got to put on the people there at the time who should be, looking out for that shit. Um, so I can't 100% go, oh yeah, Disney's responsible for everything bad. They're really not. But the oversight of those things, like, at a point, a company should step in and be like, hey, why is this shit happening on a very expensive movie set where, like, we're paying people millions of dollars? Someone should come in and say something like that. And if you're not, then that is on you.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a point to be said that when it comes to movies, and I've been hammering this point home with the Alec Baldwin thing, right? It is on the people making, shooting, filming the films to make sure that the sets and everything else are safe for the actors and the workers.
Good night, Carmen.
Good night,
Hey,
Carmen.
Carmen.
So, I mean, we can hold Disney accountable for a lot, like their shitty business practices, the way they treat their workers, and the
Killing
way
that
they treat.
that one lady on the cruise line.
Oh yeah, stuff like that where they're directly responsible. But films are different because there is a division of labor. There's other companies and sub companies that are. Hey Zod, before I leave the stream, okay, I will do that for you. Hold on. There we go. That's Night Zod. But yeah, there, I do like to hold the people responsible that I feel are responsible, at that time. Like, there is a break in this kind of stuff when you start talking about things that are, you're welcome, that are connected but not really. And when you get into the film industry and things like that, there's a lot of different variables that go into that. It's not just one specific person that you can shine a light on and go, oh yeah, that fucker right there. You know what I mean? That fucker right there, he's responsible. Like, yeah, you got a point, but we also got to hold these other people accountable too.
But like when I say fuck Disney, I'm literally saying fuck Disney as a company. I'm saying fuck Disney and the people they hire to do these awful things. I'm not just like blaming Disney. I'm blaming the people that they hire too.
No,
That do
which
these awful things.
I agree, because once again, I believe everyone should be blamed equally, right? So in
Mm-hmm.
that sense, they hired these people. You're absolutely right. They were directly responsible in hiring these people that they put in charge in their investments. And if you make a shitty decision like that, you should be held accountable for the people you hire.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, though, too, the people who fuck up should also be held accountable as well.
Yes.
They shouldn't have been hired, just like with the Rust set, right? Hannah Gutierrez should not have been hired, but I just don't hold her responsible, because the guy who fucking shot the gun should also be held responsible too.
Yeah.
You know,
And
it's across the board. Just
and I
bad
still stick
fucking
with what
decision making.
I'm still staying with what I'm saying. No actor on a film set should be holding a live gun.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I think that they could hold a live gun. They should just not hold a live gun if they don't have the fucking proper training.
I don't think so on a movie set because it just takes one slip of the wrong of a finger by mistake.
But see, the thing is though, every actor has done that with no incident. I believe it's the person who is holding the gun that should be held accountable, because if that was the case, we would have had accidents with John Wick or Nobody or any Western that's ever been conceived. I mean, you do
Now,
need realism, but the point,
yeah,
but these people are so fucking arrogant and narcissistic, they don't think that they should be trained in the proper way to hold that gun.
hmm
And, you know, that's not to say that like having a live gun shouldn't happen because, you know, some fucking idiot can't get the proper training. What they need to do is make sure that the people have the proper training, because, as my boy Nic Cage said, you should be trained in anything as an actor that you are doing, whether it's riding a horse, driving a car. You know, if you're a true actor, if you're such a great fucking actor, Baldwin, then you should already know how to do this shit.
hmm
I mean, you know, taking away, at the end of the day, guns don't kill people. Idiots with guns kill people.
yes,
And that could just be someone we know, you know?
hmm
Could just be some person we know down the street or something like that. The thing is that there needs to be better preparation, and people need to stop treating weapons like they're, you know, a fucking toy.
yes. Hi, Chloe.
Hi,
Um,
Chloe.
hey Chloe, it's the human element that is the problem. Like, I see what you're saying. Like, in an ideal world, yeah, probably half of these fucking morons in Hollywood shouldn't fucking have anything not limited to guns. There's a lot of things we could say that they shouldn't have
They
access
shouldn't
to,
have weapons.
they shouldn't have access to the fucking internet at times.
Oh dear God. Okay, we're not going to go that far. Like, come on.
No, let's be real. How many of them have said some stupid fucking things over the internet? I mean,
Okay, don't get me started on the amount of stupid things these celebrities have done just in their shows.
Remember, Jenny, remember the fucking Imagine video? Yeah, we all needed to see that while we were locked down. I don't know about you. That made me feel happy about not seeing the fucking sunlight for weeks. Thanks for that. I
Lena, am I allowed to bring up that video that I showed this stream before?
Yes. You're the
Okay, I'm not gonna.
co-host.
All right, like I'm not gonna show the video, but I'm gonna talk about it. So
Ooh.
yeah, so there's this guy who works for Queen now. His name is Adam Lambert.
Fuck Adam
He's
Lambert.
only right. Anyway, and we'll explain that in a second.
Wait, wasn't he on American Idol?
Yes.
Okay, just getting on track with you guys. Continue.
Do you know what? I'm going to pull that slideshow up. Hang on, because it explains it best.
Am I being too quiet?
We'll get to Nic Cage in a second. I'm sorry, Shalana. I know I'm derailed this thing to a fuck. It's my fault.
We've been on Johnny for an hour.
I'll make this quick, okay? I promise, okay? Oh my god, this thing is that's me.
Oh, well, Zod, next month we have your other guy on for our stream. Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I love me some Morgan Freeman, but Keanu, I'm there.
Yes, well, next month is our African American streams. We got
How
Halle
diverse
Berry
are
next
you?
month. We got Morgan Freeman. Who else, Jenny?
I can't remember right now.
Uh,
I have a one-track mind. I'm doing this quickly.
Yep.
Okay. You see this Zod?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This dude right here and this dude right here. They're two different people. This dude is straight. His name is Tommy Joe Ratliff. And there's Adam forcing himself on Tommy Joe Ratliff. That dude over there, Sally, his ex-boyfriend, he abused the shit out of him. Then slept with his friend named Annie, and let the world blame Kesha after raping Annie.
Wait a second. Wait a second. He blamed my girl Kesha? I fucking love Kesha.
But he raped Annie instead. This fuck is fucked. Then, really bring it home. You know how on American Idol he got famous because of Queen songs?
Yeah.
And he started working with Queen?
Mm-hmm.
On a show he did last year in America, he put Freddie and Elvis on the back screen for his song For Your Entertainment in a dom scene with guys only. With Freddie, sure. With Elvis, you kidding me?
That's a bit of an odd choice.
He's an asshole. Anyways.
I mean, I never really liked him to begin with. I always thought he was just alright.
He's an asshole.
No, I meant singing-wise. I don't mean as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, singing-wise, I always thought he was meh. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't really float my boat. Oh, yes, Nic Cage. Let's talk Cage.
Anyways. Just get my point out. We're just going to do this now because I'm done talking about the asshole and everything else.
Yeah, this is what we're all here to see. The man, the myth, the fucking legend. And not me.
All there is for the slide? I don't know. I made slides in such a hurry. So, his middle name is Kim.
That is so manly.
His birthday is January 7th.
Oops.
Just a little bit before December. It's okay, though. I won't hold it against him.
After December.
I know. It's a little bit after December, though. We're so close.
Long Beach, California.
I won't hold that against him either.
I'm just summarizing it. I'm not reading it all because his father was Italian descent. His mother was German, Polish. Interesting.
That's interesting. I didn't know he had two brothers that were both in the industry.
Who's his two brothers?
Yeah.
No, I mean, who are they?
Mark the Cape Coppola and director for Christopher Coppola. And Mark is a radio personality in New York.
Oh, Coppola. That's
Yeah.
his uncle is Francis Ford Coppola. That's like one of he made Godfather. Ooh, interesting.
Yep.
And Mark the Coppola's director Christopher Coppola attended Beverly Hills School. Oh yeah, but they weren't important because they didn't get big like the Cage.
Oh,
Well,
God.
his brother
Yep.
should be important
God.
because he is a director. His one brother.
What did he direct?
I don't know. I just see that it says he's a director.
Exactly.
Anyways, moving on.
Oh, I've seen that movie.
All right. Did
One.
you guys want to read that? Because I mean,
Selena, you want to read? Because I'm not reading.
Sure. Since his film debut with a minor role in Fast Times at Ridgemont High in 1982, woohoo, my year of birth, opposite
and a great
Judge
movie.
Reinhold and Sean Penn, Cage has appeared in a wide range of films, both mainstream and offbeat. He auditioned for the role of Dallas Winston in his uncle's film The Outsiders, based on the S.C. Hilton novel, but lost to Matt Dillon. He was also in Coppola's, am I saying that right, Zod?
Coppola.
Coppola's films Rumblefish and Peggy Sue Got Married.
Which was a great movie.
Other Cage roles include appearances in the acclaimed 1987 romantic comedy film Moonstruck, also starring Cher. The Coen brothers cult classic comedy Raising Arizona.
Great movie.
David Lynch's 1990 film Wild at Heart. Martin
Another great movie. Sorry, I'll stop. I have a disease.
You're just obsessed.
I am not obsessed. I'm maybe slightly.
You have a Nic Cage cutout.
That's not the point.
I love you, Zod. You know that. You know I love you.
Martin Scorsese's 1999 New York City paramedic drama Bringing Out the Dead.
Ooh, that is such an underrated film. Great Nic Cage classic. I'll shut up now.
And Ridley Scott's 2003 black comedy crime film Matchstick Men, in which he played a con artist with an obsessive-compulsive disorder. He was a klepto, basically.
He was so much more than that. The depth of his acting cannot be quantified in a single sentence. I'm sorry. I really have a problem. Continue.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing so hard.
Zod. This is why we love you, though. And this is, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I've seen every single Nic Cage movie. I need help.
Zod, just look at my name. That'll help you.
Cage has been... Oh, damn. My eye is burning. Sorry. My eye started burning right there.
Cage has been nominated twice for a comedy... fucking hell. An award, winning once for his performance as a suicidal alcoholic in Leaving Las Vegas. Okay. And his other nomination was for his portrayal of real-life screenwriter
Charlie Kaufman.
Okay. And
Kaufman's fictional twin Donald in Adoption. Despite these two successes, most of his lower-profile films have performed poorly at the box office compared to his mainstream action-adventure roles.
Fuck you, that's not accurate. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Wait until I'm done, and then you can do it. The suspense thriller 8mm 1999 is considered a cult film. He took the lead role in the 2001 film Captain Corelli's Mandalorian and learned to play the Mandalorian from scratch for the part. He made his directorial debut with 2002 Sunny, and in 2005, two films he headlined, Lord of War and Weatherman, failed to find a significant audience despite nationwide releases and good reviews for his performances. Now, Zod, what would you like to say?
That's bullshit. Lord of War is a fucking epic masterpiece, and the Weatherman is arguably looked upon very favorably years later. It's a great piece of Nicolas Cage acting. Fuck you.
Damn.
Okay, now this information is not written by me. It's just information I found.
No, just yeah, I know. This is from other stuff. I know. I just hate when they downplay the Cage, but continue.
Now, I have a question for you, Zod, because I remember a couple years ago, I thought he did a movie with Sandra Bullock, World Trade Center.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to be clear that he did do that.
Yes, and it was a masterpiece, and a villain did cry. It was my once-a-year cry.
Kind of figured, but I'll continue. The 2006 the remake of The Wicker Man was poorly reviewed and failed to make back its $40 million budget. The much criticized Ghost Rider 2007, based on the Marvel Comics character, fared better, earning more than $45 million during its opening weekend and over $208 million worldwide through the weekend, ending on March 25th, 2007. Also in 2007, he starred in Next, which shared the concept of a glimpse into an alternate timeline with Cage's film, The Family Man, 2000.
Most of Cage's movies that had achieved financial success were in the action adventure genre, and his second highest grossing film to date, National Treasure, he plays an eccentric historian who goes on a dangerous adventure to find treasure hidden by the founding fathers of the United States. Other action hits include The Rock, in which Cage plays young FBI chemical
weapons
expert who
infiltrates Alcatraz
in hopes of neutralizing a terrorist threat. Face Off, a John Woo film, where he plays both a hero and a villain, and World Trade Center director Oliver Stone's film about the September 11th attacks. I saw that movie, actually. It's pretty good. Really sad. He had a small but noticeable role as the Chinese Colonel Mastermind Dr. Fu Manchu? I don't know. Manchu. Rob Zombies. Oh, fucking fake trailer werewolf woman of the SS from the B movie double feature Grindhouse.
Grindhouse.
Yep.
Which I own.
Yeah. How would I not know this? I mean, I knew what your number 1 pick was going to be before you even said it. I knew it at number 10.
Pig.
Yes, Pig.
I never heard of that movie until you said it, Zod.
Best movie of 2021.
So we
It was
heard.
never mentioned here. It was never mentioned.
Probably because it was like the newest one. I don't know.
Ooh, this is
Or maybe
interesting.
because Canada sucks.
I'll read this one, Jenny.
Okay.
In November 2007, Cage was spotted backstage at a Ring of Honor wrestling show in New York City researching for the lead role for the wrestler. However, Cage dropped out of the production shortly afterward because he felt that he did not have enough time to prepare for the role, and director Darren Afonski preferred Mickey Rourke for the lead role. Rourke would go on to receive an Academy Award nomination for his performance. In an interview with SlashFilm.com, Rourke said of Cage's decision to leave the film that Nick was a complete gentleman and he understood that my heart was with Mickey and he stepped aside. I have so much respect for Nic Cage as an actor and I think it really could have worked out with Nick, but you know, Nick was incredibly supportive of Mickey and he is an old friends with Mickey and really wanted to help with this opportunity, so he pulled himself out of the race.
And more.
Well, you know, that's because he's fucking Nicolas Cage.
Well, I don't see him as the I want to call Mickey Rourke's character the knockoff Hulk Hogan because that's what he looked like. I don't see Nick doing that. I don't see him as a wrestler. I see him more as a Bobby Heenan kind of guy or a Paul Heyman kind of guy. Does that make sense,
Nick
Todd?
Cage as any role he chooses to be.
But does that make sense what I'm saying? I see
It makes 100% sense. And that is a totally different film if you take out Mickey Rourke. I do 100% agree.
Yeah, it's like I can see him as a manager, but I can't see him as a wrestler. A mouthpiece, yes. Wrestler, no.
We'll never know. But I do see it as it could have been awesome.
Yeah, I know, Zod, but still.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean, not that I have a bias. Look, I don't have any biases.
You do with Nic Cage.
What? Prove it.
Everything about you is Nic Cage. I'm pretty sure you have it on. You have it tattooed on your ribs.
Not yet.
Zod, you're making a literal shrine to Nic Cage in a corner of your apartment.
Shrine's a strong word. More of an appreciation patch.
You said shrine.
What are words? Anyways, back to Cage.
Anyway, back to Nicolas Cage, the star of the show. Nic Cage made...
I want to read.
Okay.
Me read. Cage made his directorial debut in 2002 with Sony. A low-budget drama. Sony, fuck you. Fine, you read that because fuck this shit. Starring, oh god, you know what? Let's just not read this.
Please no.
All right, we're doing next one.
I'm sorry, Zod. I know you like Nic Cage, but with that person in that no.
Ugh.
I mean, to be fair, that was probably the best film she was in, and it had nothing to do with her. So
no,
I mean,
that wasn't.
You have to give him credit.
That wasn't anything
wasn't
to do with
Amber.
Amber. It was James Franco.
No, I mean, oh well, I mean, Franco isn't a bad actor. I mean, people
He's a
can hate
bad-
him
he's
for
I
a
the
know
bad
he's
bad
guy.
not.
things he does, but he's still a very good actor.
Now, Zach, don't get me wrong. I know he's not because I watched him on General Hospital. He played a fucking excellent serial killer.
But that was
That says
before
so
you know
much.
that he was an
He
asshole.
played. No,
That-
I'm telling you,
that
he
explains so
tortured
much.
people. He tied them up to bombs. I mean, this was a couple years ago. I mean, this was where I first was introduced to Franco.
But then
But
you realize he's an
now-
asshole.
Now, knowing what I know, I'm like, I'm glad he's not, anywhere near my soap opera anymore. In February 2011, Cage said that at a certain point in his career, he realized that he had developed his own method of acting,
I mean, sure.
which he describes as Navuo Shamatic.
Something.
Nevuo somatic.
Okay, at least you're able to say it. You're Kryptonian. I'm a Q. That thing was getting really hard. He noted that at some point I'll have to write a book about it. Cage later explained that he drew the inspiration for the name from the book The Way of the Actor by Brian Bates, and which he read about the parallel between the ancient shamans and thespians. In other interviews, Cage defined his acting style using terms such as German expressionism or Western kabuki.
Oh, that is so deep.
On some occasions, Cage stood up for his extreme method acting for Birdie in order to physically feel the pain of his character, a veteran from Vietnam War. Cage removed 2 teeth without any anesthesia. He also spent 5 weeks with his face wrapped in bandages, receiving brutal reactions by various people for his aspect. When he took the bandages off, his skin was infected because of acne and ingrowing hairs.
Put Huxley's comment up.
Okay,
Second one to the bottom.
that one.
I mean, we already knew that.
I already knew that one. Man, yeah. My thoughts exactly.
Oh, I know this next one. I can read this.
Okay.
This is my favorite. Vampire's Kiss casting director Marcin Samalan, whatever the fuck his name is, declared that Cage
Marsha Schulman.
asked to have hot yogurt poured over his toes to get excited during
Oh
a
God!
love scene with Jennifer Beals.
If you can't get excited over the normal one, then get the fuck out.
He also studied Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under the UFC champion Royce Gracie like a boss for his roles in action films. During an interview of 2013 for promoting Joe, Cage revealed that he followed. Yep, I agree. Cage revealed that he followed a diet based on red meat and steaks to gain weight for the role and identify himself as a carnivore. Which, by the way, if no one's ever seen Joe, watch that fucking movie. It is spectacular. And fun fact, if you guys didn't know, the person who made Joe did the new Halloween movies with the blessing of John Carpenter. So, fun side fact.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I guess the villain's reading now. According to the Guardian film critic Luke Buckmaster, any casual observer can see that Cage is entertaining, charismatic, and wildly flamboyant, attributing it partly to the well-cultured background of Cage's family, unhinged approach to them, he has a presence of a leading man and the eccentricities of a character actor. Actor Ethan Hawke stated in 2013 that Cage is the only actor since Martin Brando that actually done anything new with the art, crediting him for taking film audiences away from an obsession with naturalism into a kind of presentation style of acting that I imagine was popular with the old troubadours. Film director David Lynch, who is fucking spectacular, and if you've never seen the show Twin Peaks, then what are you doing with your life? It's amazing. Watch it and watch Firewalk with me and the new one, the new Twin Peaks revival. Anyways,
I'm
describe
busy as heck, so I don't have time.
described it as the jazz musician of American acting. Many critics have accused Cage of overacting. They can fuck themselves. Others, including Cage himself, have described his intentional extreme performances as mega acting. Exactly. Some people get it. After the actor's series of mainstream marketed thriller films during the late 1990s, Sean Penn told the New York Times in 99 that Cage was no longer an actor, but more like a performer. Despite this, in his speech after winning the Oscar for his performance in Mystic River, which was a great fucking movie, Penn described Cage's work in Matchstick Men as one of the best performances of 2003. You know what? I may not like Sean Penn, but good man. During the 2010s, a growing number of film critics have described Cage as one of the most underrated actors of his generation. Abso-fucking-lutely. In July 2021, Cage told Variety that the commercial constraints that were imposed on his performances was the main reason he abandoned Hollywood and that he opted to work for low budget independent films because it gave him more freedom to experiment and be fluid. What a guy. What a stud. Yeah, that's right.
So now,
Fuck
if
me.
he's doing more independent films, and Johnny's doing more independent films, and you have Kurt Russell doing more independent films, you have Goldie Hawn doing more independent films. You have the main Hollywood actors that everybody goes to see doing more independent films. Don't you think the Hollywood should be taking a look at that?
They don't want to acknowledge independent films because then they can't market their bullshit to China. Because remember, we need their money. Apparently, that's what I hear.
Apparently.
So, in 1988, Cage began dating actress Kristen Fulton, with whom he had a son, Weston Coppola. Cage, born December 26, 1990. That kid's gonna grow up great.
He's already grown.
Weston has been involved in 2 black metal bands and appeared in his father's film Lord of War as the helicopter mechanic. I gotta watch that again. Though Weston Cage has 2 grandsons born in 2014 and 2016. Cage has been married 5 times. His first wife was actress Patricia Arquette. I remember that. Cage's second marriage was to singer and songwriter Lisa Marie Presley, daughter of Elvis Presley. I also remember that. Cage is on Elvis. Cage is an Elvis fan, of course, because what self-respecting badass is not, and
Me.
used the star as the base of his performance in Wild at Heart. Presley and Cage married in August 10th of 2002 and filed for divorce 107 days later on November 25th, 2002. The divorce was finalized on May 16th, 2004. Cage's third wife is Alice Kim. They were married at a private ranch in Northern California on July 30th, 2004. She gave birth to their son, Kal-El, Oh, bad. Okay, I can't get behind that name. On October 3rd, 2005, the couple separated in January 2016 and finalized their divorce that year. In March 2019, Cage married Erica Kokick from in Las Vegas. Only, yes, I know, I know. Only to file for an annulment 4 days later. And in June 2019, Cage was granted a divorce. On February 16th, 2021, Cage married for the fifth time to his Japanese girlfriend, Ryoko Sabata.
Zod, I do have a question for you. Can you get behind that name more than Apple?
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck
Okay,
Gwyneth
okay.
Paltrow.
Just wanted to make that clear.
Like, okay, if we didn't need
Yes.
to know more about Gwyneth Paltrow being a fucking wacky bitch, you know, with the vagina candles, I mean, she named her fucking kid Apple. Like, I get it. You say that saying, "Oh, they're the apple of my eye," but no one fucking literally names their child. That poor child's gonna get their ass kicked for the rest of their life.
It probably already did.
Anyways,
Welcome back, Chloe.
Welcome back, Chloe.
Welcome back. So Nicolas Cage was once considered one of Hollywood's highest paid actors, earning $40 million in 2009, according to Forbes. Although he failed to make Forbes top 10 in 2014, Cage had a Malibu home where he and Kim live, but sold the property in 2005 for $10 million. In 2004, he bought a property on Pasadena Island,
Paradise
Bahamas.
Island.
Paradise, yes, whatever. Zod does not need to know words. In May 2006, he brought a 40-acre.
You would think you'd know words for Nic Cage, though.
I know the important words. Nic Cage. And the island of, oh my god, Acapulco.
Exuma. Don't ask me. I'm a Q. I have no clue.
From
Don't ask me. I just copy and paste.
Some 85 miles and 137 kilometers southeast of Nassau, and close to a similarly owned island owned by Faith Hill. Well, that makes sense. I would buy an island by Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. Are you fucking kidding me? Hell yeah.
Yes.
He brought the
Country
medieval
golden couple.
Let me just point something out here. He had $350,000 in unpaid taxes.
So, who doesn't have unpaid taxes? I will never hold that against Nic Cage. Wesley Snipes is the master of unpaid taxes. Wesley Snipes could literally write a book on how to not pay your taxes for, I don't know, a fucking decade or two. I believe it was 2 decades. The only reason why Wesley Snipes was brought out of that pit was because he made the Blade movies and then came back in the Expendables 3. So, you know, that's not the worst thing in Hollywood you could do.
No, there's
touching boys and
little girls
and unwanted sexual advances towards women. So I think Nic Cage is ahead of the bar.
Oh, and another thing I just wanted to bring up about dipshit. Guess what he did?
Which dipshit?
What dipshit are we talking about?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I have no clue.
Didn't pay his taxes?
No, he supports ACLU.
Oh, I told you. Didn't I? Wait, hold on a second, because now I feel validated here. Hadn't I been saying that there is something going on with the ACLU?
Yes, I've been saying it for a long time.
There's definitely. Well, yeah, we've both been saying it.
Yeah.
All right, we can skip past this. You know, everybody.
Yeah,
knows
let's
that.
just move this along.
Yeah. There's a part 2. No, I don't want to read
I don't want
this.
to read this.
Okay,
We know he
he
had
didn't
tax
pay.
problems. Johnny helped some of them out.
Okay,
How
so
about this?
legal. Let's read some of the legal problems, and let's keep in mind, all of Nic Cage's legal issues are by far and away not as bad as 90% of Hollywood. Okay,
Well, yes, but still.
I will die on this hill.
So I'll read. Kathleen Turner wrote in her 2008 memoir, Send Your Roses, that Cage had stolen a Chihuahua and was arrested twice for driving.
That's epic.
An eagle fucking biter.
This is supposed to make me hate Cage.
Okay.
I love him more.
I'm sorry.
That is fucking epic, okay? Just,
You know why I start laughing is because I read that sentence and I'm like, he stole a fucking ankle biter, okay, people? He stole an ankle biter.
only you could put only with Nic Cage can you put a sentence that starts with "He stole a Chihuahua."
He stole a rat with sleeves.
Okay.
Oh my god, that is
An
good.
alien.
Oh my god. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
And was
That is
arrested
fucking funny.
twice for driving drunk while they filmed Peggy Sue Got Married. Later, she admitted Cage did not steal a Chihuahua and she was sorry. Cage won.
They should have kept that.
They should have just kept it. Chloe approved. They should have kept it. It made him endearing. Come on.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
You're
Nic
just making
Cage.
it worse.
Cage won a liable action against Turner, her publisher, Headline Publishing Group, and associated newspapers whose publication, the Daily Fail, had repeated the allegations when they published an excerpt from the book. Christina Fulton sued Cage in December 2009 for $13 million and for the house in which she was living. The suit was in response to an order that she leave the dwelling. The order resulted from Cage's financial difficulties. The case was settled in June 2011. Cage was arrested.
So normal shit. That's like
that's
divorce
normal.
shit.
Cage was arrested in New Orleans French Quarter District on April 5th, 2011 for suspicion of domestic abuse, battery, disturbing the peace, and public intoxication.
I knew you were gonna. I knew this was gonna make it hate me. I'm just gonna duck and cover now. I can't. I'm done. Jenny's dead.
A police officer was flagged down by onlookers after Cage allegedly grabbed his wife's upper arm while appearing to be under the influence of alcohol. Cage was held in police custody until a bail of $11,000 was posted by Dwayne the Dog Chapman. Woohoo, dog! And he was later ordered to appear in court on May 31st, 2011. The New Orleans District Attorney announced that charges against Cage had been dropped on May 5th, 2011.
So, see, I'm going to just say this. I'm going to say that part of the accusation couldn't have had much weight because had it been an actual, like, crazy abuse situation, I think that we would have heard more about it. Typically, when someone drops accusations, it's more of, and you're in New Orleans, right? You could be having like a disagreement and then somebody sees you and they call the cops because they think it's you fucking beating someone or something like that. And well, we've heard the Cage stories of him getting drunk and we know his acting. So one could probably, exactly. Husky. One could probably assume, I mean, and I don't know about you guys. I've never heard any stories of him being abusive to anyone he's ever been with.
No. Lisa Marie said that him and Michael both were two of the most loving men that she had ever been with.
Yeah, so I think that's more of onlookers were there. He was probably being Nic Cage, and people were like, "Holy fuck, he's like out of control," and they fucking called the cops on him. I think that's more probably the story of that, and not so much of you know, he was
Exactly.
abusing his wife.
And the thing is Dog wouldn't have bailed him out if he had abused his wife.
Oh,
Dog
hell
don't
no! Like
fucking Dog the
there's
Bounty Hunter
Dog the
don't play
Bounty
that shit.
Hunter is very much against that shit.
Dog the Bounty Hunter would be sitting there kicking in his door to get him to get down to the jailhouse. Not bailing him out. So you know it was a fucking trumped up charge.
But it
But
does
luckily-
make a lot of sense now that he's friends with Dog the Bounty Hunter. Man, Nic Cage is a fucking legend. I think that's just the highlight of this stream. Nic Cage is a fucking legend.
How many of us want him to get Dog the Bounty Hunter to go after Amber?
How many of us want
all
to
of
see
us.
Nic Cage and Dog the Bounty Hunter go after Amber?
I
That would be
definitely
fucking
do.
entertaining.
I definitely do.
I'd watch that.
I would love it. I would love it.
Like, there's only one thing, and I know this is going to disturb all of the people who don't like Amber. There's one thing that does perplex me, which makes me think that Amber Heard is very good at disguising her bitchiness.
Yes, he is.
Nic Cage did say she was professional when he worked with her, but that's a very vague
That's
statement.
bullshit.
That's vague.
I mean, on that set. You keep in mind, it's when you go from set to set, it's totally different. Like, for instance, one of the first movies she was in, Never Back Down, they said she was a fucking monster on that set.
They said she was a fucking train wreck. I watched the guy's
a
YouTube
podcast,
channel.
yeah, so did I.
And he said that they were doing drugs. They were doing a ton of shit offset.
I'm sure no one's surprised, but she was fucking.
I'm not.
Like, to be fair, does anyone know whose kid that is?
No.
Yeah, she didn't say whose kid that was, did she?
No.
Does anyone know? Like, does anyone know
we
who
don't
the
even know
father is?
No. God, we don't.
Poor bastard.
Jenny and I don't even think it's her daughter.
Nope.
No, I think it's her daughter.
No, it's not hers. No, it's not hers.
It's not hers. She had a surrogate. She said she had a surrogate.
I mean, but that's still, if I remember correctly, they could still use.
They could, but I doubt it. I doubt she did.
But she's narcissistic. She would want a part of her. In that child.
Oh, my friend. Hate, double the hate. Loathe entirely.
Why'd you bring up my Christmas pictures? We're past Christmas. Thank God.
Because we were talking about age, and I just had to change the subject because fuck this shit.
But
anyways, what were you saying?
But yeah, I think this proves one thing. Nic Cage is just more amazing after hearing that. My opinion has gone up. I really wish the Chihuahua story was real. That is so fucking epic. Like,
it made me laugh.
I do know the story of him though, finding a homeless person at his house was true. That was fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Did
you
you guys
mean
hear that one?
He had somebody like Johnny did last year break into his house?
No, yeah, this dude, like, he had
actually twice. It happened to him twice, Joanna, in the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was not as scary. This guy was some vagrant that used to go into his house, and I guess he got back early from a shoot, and the dude was naked eating his popsicles. And so Nic Cage, first question from seeing a naked homeless guy was like, he goes and looks at him and goes, "Are you eating my popsicles?"
Yeah, but see, with Johnny, we've already discussed this. We think with the second one that was taking the shower and stuff like that, we think that Johnny would have had him sit down and have a drink with him and given him
Yeah.
some food and given him a place to sleep and stuff like that.
Yeah, Nick Cage
Johnny.
told that guy to get the fuck out of his house. I don't blame him. Dude was eating his fucking fudge pops. That's not cool.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. You
Butt
don't eat
ass
somebody's
naked,
fudge
like
pops.
butt ass naked. Like, could you just imagine going in your kitchen after like shooting so many hours of a movie, and there's a butt ass naked man eating
Mhm.
your fucking popsicles?
Mm-hmm.
Not acceptable. Not cool.
No.
Not cool.
Nope.
Also, if most people don't know, because we can directly connect Johnny Depp to Nick Cage. Yeah,
I
I
do,
knew Husky
Husky.
was gonna do that.
I do, Husky.
If most people don't know, the reason why Johnny Depp was cast for the role that made him famous in Nightmare on Elm Street, Nick Cage actually got him the
Mhm.
role. He got him the audition.
He got him
You
to
know.
audition because he was friends with Nick was friends with him and his wife at the time.
Yeah, and the director of the movie,
Yeah,
Wes Craven.
and
Which
Wes
is
loved Johnny. That's the funny part. Wes loves Johnny.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I always like Wes Craven and met Johnny Depp through Nick Cage, but I always wondered why Nick never did a horror movie for Wes Craven. But then again, he stated he doesn't like horror movies. Then he did the Willy's Wonderland. So, I mean, I don't know.
It's certain. I think it's certain kind of horror movies that he doesn't like.
Yeah, he doesn't like slashers and stuff like that. And I think he, Nightmare on Elm Street, especially at the time, it kind of fell into that because I know he was originally asked to do the role, but he didn't want to do it because he didn't like those kinds of movies. So he goes, "Oh, well, I know that I got this friend of mine who I think would be good for the role," and so he let Depp audition for the part, and Wes loved Depp in the movie, and they put him in. And as a matter of fact, did you guys know that Johnny Depp asked to be killed in that scene? He was originally supposed to live to the end of the movie.
I did not know that. He didn't like the movie, apparently, then.
No, he just wanted to die really cool. I swear to God, that's what he said, because they asked him about it. And he was like, I wanted to, because he saw what Craven was doing, with the deaths and stuff. And he goes, yeah, I want a really cool death. And he got arguably the most iconic death in horror movie history.
He did.
The exploding bed.
He did.
Yeah. Those animatronics trapped him in the room. Yeah.
But the thing is I love the fact that you have all of these big name actors and you have to put Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones in that category too. They're all and Antonio Banderas. They're all now going to independent film. They don't want to stay in Hollywood anymore.
Well, I've been saying for a couple of years now, and that's why people looked at my top 10 list, but that's why I had independent films in my top 10 list. I mean, let's be real. Let's be honest. People joke, what the fuck's going on with the list? But the truth is, I am grading on what is good, right? Not just what I personally like, but what was a good film. And the truth is, a lot of independent movies are really good. And if content creators such as myself or anyone else who does this doesn't mention them, no one would ever know about these fucking amazing movies that are out there that are really good, that are under the radar because Hollywood won't promote them because they want the next Avengers or to do a reboot of a franchise that died 20 years ago that they should leave dead. I am so glad they didn't wind up doing the remake to Roadhouse because I would have straight up boycotted that.
Oh, no, they better not because Patrick's wife can sue him.
No. They own the rights to Roadhouse.
Patrick's wife owns the rights to every movie that he's ever been in now.
I mean, that might be why they didn't remake it, but
Yeah,
I'm
they-
just saying they do own the.
they
there's-
own that, but she just doesn't want to let anybody remake any of the movies. Now Jennifer Grey wants to do a second part to Dirty Dancing.
They should just leave it alone. Don't stop
Well-
redoing it.
Well, no, she doesn't want to redo it. She wants to go back as Baby to the Catskill Hill with her and Johnny's kids. You see what I'm saying? In that way.
My personal opinion is just these films don't ever work.
No, they
None
don't.
of them that have come out I've ever seen the recapture the magic of the first film. It just doesn't
No.
happen.
Well, and it won't capture it anyway. Think about it. Without
The
him,
move countdown officially starts.
oh, I know what Jenny's talking about.
Are you finally
She's
coming over to the States?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Congratulations. You can move from the loft apartment into the really great party. That's what Robin Williams told me.
No,
Yay!
it's more like I'm finally crawling my way out of hell.
So yeah,
Sorry.
I do have to get start to get out of here because
Yeah, we're going to start wrapping up because
Yeah.
I know Stevie has a stream at 1:00 in the morning.
I won't be watching that. I'll be watching Scream because if you guys don't know, I'm doing my countdown to the release of Scream 5. Super fucking excited. And I'm watching the classic Scream 1. I got done watching
Why?
Scream
Happy.
4, and I'm not going to lie, it's not as bad as people remember. My review will be out now. I actually downloaded the movie so that I can pull clips from it to prove my point, but
When Zod, when is your top 10 worst list coming out?
I'm probably going to put that's super late, but I'm probably going to work on it in a couple of days. I actually have like 200 movies on there.
You need to whittle it down to 10.
I narrowed it down to 50 so far.
Okay, Husky.
I still
I'll
got-
add that to the list.
There were so many bad. You know what's sad? It was easier for me to make my top 10 best movies. I literally got that. I got them done in an hour. It just took me a while to put where they were in the ranking. But the worst is actually harder because so many fucking movies. Like I have my number one. I already know what my number one worst movie is.
Can I guess? Can I try?
Yeah, you can
tell
try
me
to
if
guess.
I'm hot. You can tell me if I'm hot or cold. Mulan.
Close. You're
Oh,
close. It's in the top. That's in the top 5.
okay. Eternals.
That's in my top 5.
Well, at least I'm getting your top 5.
Chloe, I told you to get some sleep. God dang it.
I'll give you a hint. It was a remake that greatly offended me. And if you've listened to my channel as of recently, I even read an article about the director of the film who stated why the film was the way it was.
Oh, West Side Story.
Ah, bingo. Yes. So-
And I won't watch the original and I won't watch that one. If I can't understand anything, I can't understand anything. No sense
No,
in
the
watching.
original has subtitles. The original, actually, most of it is in English. I don't remember. I'd have to watch it again, but I don't remember any of it being in Spanish just because of the time period that it came out. That it had a Spanish cast for the Sharks or whatever the hell, but
He
it
said
was
it.
in English. The whole thing was in English.
He said it.
They weren't narcissistic enough to think that there isn't other people around the world who speaks different languages that'll need it translated, because my name is Steven Spielberg and I'm God's gift to fucking directing, even though I haven't directed anything worth a damn in 10 years.
try 20.
No, he did Band of Brothers and
Well, that's true, but that was more
The
Tom.
Pacific. And,
Yeah, but that was 25 years ago.
And the Falling, that television show, Falling Skies. That was fucking amazing. No,
I thought we were talking mainly movies.
Movies wise, his last movie. You know what? That's a good one. What was his last movie before that? Because I can't even remember what.
See?
Okay, let me go. I'm gonna look up because I might have seen it and not remembered it, which is sad because that means it wasn't really good. Let me see.
I put a villain on a mission.
Oh, I will find this out.
Oh.
2016 to present. Let's see. Okay, he did the 5th installment of Indiana Jones. We'll skip that because that was shit.
Man, that was shit.
He did the miniseries Masters of Air. I'm not going to count that. What was his last good movie?
The 90s.
No. It definitely wasn't the 90s. There's some good stuff because he did direct American Sniper.
Oh, well, then maybe the early 2000s then.
That was 2015.
Oh. Well, then that would be the last good movie that he's done.
No, he did do in 2016 the BFG. I love that movie. Okay. That hit me in the feel. Ready Player One. There we go. That was in 2018. That was a really good movie. I really liked it. I'd actually say that was better than the book because that book was extremely, really hard to get through and not as good as I thought it was going to be. That was a case where the movie was actually better than the book. But yeah, other than that, he hasn't done anything but a mini series called Masters of the Air, which I still wanted to watch because that had Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg directing it, and they always do good World War II dramas. And oh, that's why I didn't see it. Fuck Apple TV. Why the fuck would you do it on Apple? Anyways, yeah, his other projects he has coming out is Robo-Apocalypse. What the fuck? Oh no. And it's gonna be released by Disney.
Uh-oh. Oh, by the way, there's a new Marvel show coming out. She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, I heard about that piece of shit. Not watching it. Fuck She-Hulk.
Yeah, if they're not following the comics, why even watch them?
Well, no, that's the problem. It is following the comics, and She-Hulk is a terrible comic. I don't care what anybody says, but the person who's directing it is a terrible person. I don't know if you heard about their Twitter toboggle, but they were talking about how all men are rapists and that all that normal shit.
Oh,
so
the normal rhetoric.
Yeah, so I have no interest in seeing somebody who is clearly going to make a show that is not meant for me. Because if that's her view outside of directing, I can only imagine what's going to be in that fucking show unless, people step in. Speaking of which, an interesting breaking story, and I'm probably going to cover this on on my late night talks, but the Marvels got delayed, and Miss Marvel,
oh wow,
the Kamala Khan or whatever, that series got delayed because of the turn with people not liking woke shit. Apparently, they said they were doing massive reshoots, so I'm very curious as to what they put in. And then Spider-Man made $1 billion, and they were like, "Oh shit, we've got to start changing these products." So,
well, I wonder what that means for Pirate 6.
Oh, Pirate 6 is not even. I looked it up. It's not even scheduled in development right now.
Well, think about it. Because if they're looking at that and they're saying, "Oh fuck, people don't like woke shit," They want to make that an all-female cast.
Well, no, from what I heard right now that they're they buried that production because they were already having issues with the former cast members and things like that and everything going on with Johnny Depp. So that's already has bad press. If I know my Disney, they're probably going to wait a couple of years before they even attempt to bring that out because right now it's too much of a
That's
hot
not
button
the
issue.
only problem they have with that. They reopened that case from the early 2000s.
What case?
The one where they got sued about the Pirates of the Caribbean. They reopened it here in California. The appeals court is looking back into it.
It won't come of anything. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know.
I do. I hate to say it, but when it comes to Disney, don't hope for anybody winning against them. I don't know if you heard what happened with the creators, the fucking people who made the Predator. They dragged out the case and they obtained the rights. So
yeah, and they're going to turn that into woke shit.
No, it's gonna have
It's going to have all fluffy bunnies.
No, it's gonna have a strong female protagonist of color. So I'm happy about that, representation. And while we're at it, they should have a female predator hunting her because, or no, keep that a male because we all know males are evil. So the evil male predator is gonna hunt the female and she's gotta beat them for both cultural diversity.
Completely ignoring it.
No, I saw the unicorn. That's not a very happy unicorn. That's a very angry unicorn.
Oh, speaking of unicorns, did you get your unicorn her chocolate?
Yes, I did.
Sorry, I just had to do it. It was good. I saw it. I was like, God damn it.
Also, to warn you, Zod, this week I'm going to be late, and next week I'm going to be late on your stream. Maybe next week. It's Monster Jam, so depends on what time they end. But this week definitely is a game.
Oh, I speaking of Monster Jam, I was thinking of Space Jam. I watched the new South Park, the post-COVID and COVID special. Oh my God, that was fucking funny. Apparently, Space Jam 2 and COVID destroyed the world. You know what could have stopped it all? These guys are fucking geniuses. Weed.
Good night, Billie Jean.
Good night, Billie Jean. Anyways, yeah.
Anyway,
I'm gonna.
Do you have anything to promote, Zon? Because we always promote.
No, just my normal shit. I had my Dexter review. Go check that out if you didn't see it. It was.
I was there. I was trolling you and the bear.
I was trolling you, Zod.
And also too, I have 2 reviews coming out. For Scream 1 and 2, I'm gonna do a back-to-back review, and then I'll do 3, and I will release 4 around the time 5 is supposed to come out, and then Thursday, probably night, I will drop my Scream 5 reaction, and I'll probably do a full breakdown on Friday or Saturday. Just kind of my thoughts and ideas. I'm probably not going to do a spoiler until Monday to make sure people get a chance to see it. I don't want to ruin the experience, but I definitely will have my first impressions done on Thursday. I can't fucking wait. Ghostface has a gold mask. What a boss. So,
and also, everybody look forward to next week because next Thursday we are talking Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I probably won't be on for that. I'm not a big Chris Hemsworth fan, except for Extraction. That was a great movie.
Well,
I'm gonna think of a reason to get drunk.
Well, the following week we're talking fucking Mario Lopez. and then the following week after that we're talking Morgan Freeman.
Okay, that's. We're talking about God there. That's more my speed.
And then I can't remember who. I know Halle Berry's one, and then Angela Bassett, and I can't remember the last person. It was
Okay,
two
Halle
guys.
Berry, you need PB on here. I don't know if it'll contribute to anything helpful, but he definitely will
not.
like that talk.
Probably not. I can't
No.
remember the last person.
Oh, look. Hang on. Me look.
Angela Bassett, Morgan Freeman. And then there was one other person. And then the following month, we're doing all Johnny. Because we're going into the trial and we got to start talking documents and stuff like that. And guys, I'm sorry. If you guys were looking forward to Titanic stuff in April, I'm sorry. We've postponed. We're just going to be covering Johnny.
Denzel Washington.
Virginia.
Ooh, love me some Denzel.
Ah, Denzel Washington. Okay.
That is one sexy man, child.
That's why I have her.
Denzel.
Well,
Get your
actually,
phone.
Husky, we were talking the actual trials of the Titanic, the Senate hearing here and the Parliament
No,
hearing.
we dropped the right.
Right. Yeah, I know, but we're dropping it because we're gonna have to cover Johnny all month, including on our nightly streams. There's gonna be so much shit going on. There already is.
Oh my God, Leprechaun returns? What?
Yeah.
When did I miss this?
Yes,
Never
yes,
missed
we
a
are,
corny-ass
Chloe.
Leprechaun movie.
We are going to be going to war in March.
Sounds
March
fun.
is going, you motherfuckers.
Oh my God, and they have Leprechaun in the Hood. Okay, I gotta go. I got some shit to watch tonight. And Leprechaun back in the Hood? As one of my so
sorry,
bad that they're good
We killed
movies.
Selena.
I wanted go and watch The General on Friday night because he's going to be doing a shilling of Alec fucking Baldwin.
Not a shilling, totally
Plus a rant.
fucking destroying, a rant destroying this man's ridiculous and latest stupid statements. He made a video I will be showing, it'll probably be taken down for, but fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna play his Instagram video talking about his tough times he's been going through, not the people who, were fucking killed because of his incompetence. But no, we're gonna hear about Baldwin and his tough time he's having. Fucker. All right, I'm sorry.
And are we going to be talking the turd?
No, I am going to be talking about Baldwin. I'm saving that mess for next month because we'll have a lot to say about that cunt.
Can I be on panel when you do? If I'm off? If you do it on a day I'm off?
Well,
I have a ton of stuff to say. I've been trying to be nice.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get closer to the date. I'm planning on having a few different people on. I might have you guys on to give some perspective on that. I think we'll have a nice big panel to talk about all the latest developments.
Yeah.
You know I'm just going to be trolling, right?
I know.
I expect nothing less.
Oh, yay. I get to troll.
I know. All right, guys. So we're wrapping up here. I know we didn't go 4 hours like last week. Blame Justin for that one.
We didn't go 4 hours last week. It was the week before that.
Oh yeah,
no, it was the stream before that. So that was like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking Justin.
And he still didn't make it. And I'm disappointed he didn't even make it in the chat tonight.
He's going through something though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Got some...
That's true. Never mind. I know what's going on.
Yeah, so do I. So we're just gonna leave him alone.
Yes, that's why I haven't been text messaging him.
Yep.
All right. So we will see everybody later. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, Husky. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on Planet Q. And remember, can you put our slogan in? Shark Decks?
Oh. Fuck, I can't think of it right now. You do it.
Say
Say Pluto.
Udo. Bye, guys.